So a couple of days ago, I sat down and worked out everything I had spent over and above the essentials in 2021. Now, by essentials, I mean kind of basic bills, food, toothpaste, etc. Now, the reason I did this is I was interested to see if my shopping habits truly had changed. I switched in 2021 from a no buy to kind of an unofficial low buy, in that I still wanted to save money, but I wasn't kind of putting any strict rules on myself. I just wanted to make sure that I was being kind of mindful with my purchases. So I was really interested to see what I actually spent across the year. Once I did this, I thought maybe you guys might be interested in what a kind of low buy year looked like for me. And then I thought, well, maybe should I share this, because I'm not sure what value you'll get from it, and maybe I shouldn't share it because December was a little bit spendy and some people have some very strange ideas about what is deemed essential and what you should be allowed to spend your money on. But then I thought, no, I will share this with you because it kind of illustrates exactly the message that I'm trying to get across. I'm not actually about saving money at all costs, just about if you can save money on the areas that kind of matter less to you, if you can cut out those purchases that you don't really care about, you've just kind of bought them on impulse. What it allows you to do is to not only save money, but actually allow more of the things in your life that actually matter to you, that bring value to you, even if some of those things might be considered expensive or extravagant to somebody else, because what brings value to you will be different to what brings value to somebody else, and that's perfectly okay. So let's have a look at what I spent throughout 2021. Before I jump into the first few months, I just want to point out that I didn't go on holiday. I felt like it was too big an expense when I was still trying to save for a house. I didn't eat out in any restaurants, didn't go to any pubs or anything like that. My entertainment budget was zero. I just kind of went on walks and things, which to be honest, I really enjoy anyway. Okay, so January and February are really, really easy. I was still on my no buy at that time, so I spent absolutely nothing. Then in March, towards the end of the month, I actually came to the end of my no-buy year, and I just bought one pair of jeans, mainly as my old pairs were had seen better days. Let's just say that they were on their very last legs. Now, I didn't buy, they weren't designer, anything special. They were just supermarket jeans actually, and they cost just £22. Then in April, I didn't buy anything. That was another month with a spend of £0. Then at the beginning of May, I actually viewed this house and had my offer accepted. So I guess you could say I had a bit of a renewed kind of interest in saving, because I knew I was going to have some kind of heavy expenses coming up. So again, another month with a spend of £0. So in June, I purchased a carpet cleaner, the Bissell Pro Heat Pet Edition, and I'd been umming and ahhing about this for a while. I'd nearly purchased it in previous months, but I kind of kept going back and forth and kind of sleeping on it. And the reason that I was kind of taking my time thinking over it was, in theory, it could have been cheaper to just hire a rug doctor. I think 48-hour hire plus the cleaning fluid would have been around £50. But I decided in the end to go for it because I needed to clean all of the carpets in my previous rental property, and this property has very light carpets throughout, so I knew that these were probably going to need cleaning on a regular basis as well. So I thought it probably best to have one to hand. And to be honest, I'm really, really happy with the purchase. The carpets at the previous property came up brilliantly, which quite honestly was a miracle. They were 12-year-old cream carpets, so really super pleased. And then once I moved in here, I actually used the upholstery tool, cleaned all my sofa, kind of got any muck off from the move, etc. So really, really happy with it. The price to purchase was £279, but I actually had some Love to Shop vouchers that I'd won in 2020 from work, so I used them and spent £129 of my own money to purchase it. So the total spend in June was £129. Then in July, I spent £39 at B&Q on paint and filler. Anyone who's rented before will completely understand this. So you kind of have to do everything you can to try and get your deposit back. I was kind of unsure whether to include this in my sums because it's not exactly something I spent on myself, but I did anyway. It was also my birthday that month, but I wasn't bothered about celebrating. It was kind of we didn't know whether I would complete on the house in July or in August, so everything was kind of up in the air, and I didn't really want to make any plans, but I did want to treat myself to something. So and you know, I can celebrate my birthday this coming year, hopefully when there'll be less restrictions, so I wasn't really bothered, but I did want to treat myself to something, and I found myself kind of on a charity shop on eBay, and I found an absolute bargain, a brand new Michael Kors dress. The only thing that was wrong with it was it had a belt missing, but I actually have other belts that I could substitute, so it was fine, and that was just £20 plus £3 delivery, so the total spend for July was £62. Now, August was a bit of an expensive month because it was when I completed the purchase of this house, so there was kind of lots of fees like solicitors fees, bank fees, etc., but I haven't included them in my sums because they're sort of a one-off expense, and it's not like I kind of went out kind of shopping at the local solicitors, but it was quite a spendy month elsewhere. I did, however, spend £171.21 at Holland & Barrett. This was on vitamins and supplements, as you can expect. Now, I know not everyone believes in them. I'm not going to get into the argument, but I do take supplements and vitamins regularly, and this was several months' supply. They had one of their like buy one, get one for a penny sale, so it was kind of worth it. And I stocked up, and I think I've still got enough to see me through the entirety of winter. So yeah, it was several months' supply, let's put it that way. So the total spend for August was £171.21. Then in contrast, September was a lean month. I was kind of just getting used to kind of getting settled here, emptying boxes. I wasn't really interested in going shopping, so I spent absolutely nothing in September. But in September, I actually got my rental deposit back, and I got all of it back. So that £39 spent at B&Q and the carpet cleaner was definitely worth it. In October, again, I didn't spend anything, but towards the end of the month, I did actually make a saving. I'd realised that I'd been living in the house for 2 months and I'd not watched telly once the entire time. So I actually decided to cancel my TV licence, which will save me approximately £13 a month. So yeah, didn't spend anything in October. Moving on to November, when I moved in here, I was lucky that the previous owners left me their cooker, and it's a really lovely quality cooker, but the oven is gas, which I'm not used to. Now, it may just be that I just haven't worked out how to use it properly, but everything was taking so long to cook, and the price of gas at the moment is sky high, so I was just kind of getting a little bit worried about cost. So I thought about perhaps getting a worktop oven because I didn't want to buy a new cooker because I might remodel the kitchen at some point in the future, and kind of buying a new cooker to then maybe buy something else just felt like it would be really, really wasteful. So the worktop oven that I'd been looking at went on offer, so I purchased it. I went for the Sage worktop oven and I absolutely love it. It's got so many functions. It's just the perfect size for cooking for just 1 or 2. And I've even managed to get rid of my toaster because it makes great toast as well. And although I'm not for 1 minute suggesting the cost of buying that was offset by what I might save on gas, because obviously it costs something to run that, I'm really, really pleased with it. And the cost of gas is expected to rise even further in the coming months. So yeah, just really, really pleased with the purchase. Now, that was on offer, so it cost me £183. So the total expenditure for November was £183. Okay, so December. As I said, December was the most spendy month of the year, as I think it is for an awful lot of us. But I do want to mention a few things before I kind of talk through what I bought. Now, I just received a bonus from work, and usually I put the majority of it straight into savings or into investments, maybe allow myself a small treat. Last year, when I got some bonus, I didn't spend any of it. I put it straight into savings because obviously I was on my no-buy. So this year I was kind of open to allowing myself a little bit of a treat. Also, my family don't do gifting at Christmas. Long story, I will maybe talk about it in another video in the future. But what we tend to say to each other is, look, whatever money you would have spent on other people, kind of use that money and treat yourself to something that you really, really want. Perhaps something that's something you wouldn't allow yourself to maybe have ordinarily, and that you're really, really going to love. So yeah, I was open to allowing myself a treat. So my first expense was an order to feel unique. I ordered shampoo and conditioner, which I suppose arguably that is an essential expense, but I've included it here anyway. I ordered some Trilogy body wash, which smells gorgeous, and 2 quarterly lip balms, and a little treat was the Margaret Dabbs nail file. I also bought a quarterly shower gel, and all in all that order came to £82.91. I also purchased 2 pairs of slippers from TK Maxx. Technically, I only needed 1 pair, but if I am at home, I have slippers on my feet. Whether it's summer or winter, I'm wearing slippers. And they do tend to stretch over time and tend to need to be replaced throughout the year, but often you can't find them in the summer. So I thought I would pick up 2 pairs, and that order came to £51.99, including delivery charge. So here's where I know I'm probably going to get absolutely crucified in the comments, because some people will think that this wasn't essential, that it was too extravagant, but that's kind of the deal. As I said at the beginning, by getting rid of all those purchases that you don't really care about, those kind of impulse buys, those silly little ways that we waste our money, you can actually allow yourself to have things that you really, really want, even if they, aren't considered cheap. So I spent £134.60 at Fortnum & Mason on tea. Tea, you say? Yes, tea. So I absolutely love tea, and I got into loose tea a couple of years ago actually, and I just really like understanding the different blends and the different kind of flavors and how they change from country to country. I find myself at different times of the day, I fancy different blends. I really, really like it. They give such a greater depth of flavor than tea bags do. And I tried kind of supermarket brands and stuff, and they were just like the sweepings off the floor that you find in tea bags. They were not true loose tea. I tried Fortnum & Mason a couple of years ago, and they're currently my favorite brands, so that's why I bought that. I did run out of loose tea during my no buy, only like a month into it, and I didn't make a purchase because I kind of felt like it wasn't in the spirit of what I was doing, so I kind of waited a long time to repurchase. And I was going to repurchase when the no buy ended, but then I thought, you know what, it's just more things to move if I move house, so I thought I will wait until I move, and then as a Christmas treat I bought some. For that money I did get a huge amount of tea, and it will probably last me 6 months, probably longer. Now the reason for doing quite a large order is obviously I didn't have any kind of left, but also because weirdly, I hate paying for delivery, which I know is stupid because of course there is a cost to somebody delivering something to you. But Fortnum & Mason do not have like a free delivery option. No matter how much you spend, it's always £5.95 minimum. So I tend to just do like one really big order once or twice a year to try and only pay the delivery order once or twice a year. Then lastly, I blew the budget and treated myself. I spent £260 at Neon. Now, I absolutely love their products. They smelled beyond divine. They don't have any ingredients that irritate my skin. And for me, kind of having a long soak with products that smell like a spa is just so relaxing, so luxurious, kind of like real self-care for me. So yeah, I'm gonna really enjoy them. Now for that money, I did get a lot of products. I bought a few items in their sale, and they do these kind of packages where you'll get maybe £160 worth of products for £80. So I did take advantage of some of their little packages. Now obviously I could have bought a lot less than I did, and I don't necessarily recommend stocking up on items, because what a lot of us tend to do is we say, oh, it's a great price, I'm gonna stock up, and then we go on and buy other products and we end up with kind of cupboards full of stuff. But I'm in a position now where I kind of really trust myself. I tend to only buy things that I kind of really want and that I'm confident I will use, and I don't really buy anything else until they're used up. And that's exactly what I will do with this. There's nothing else that I need to buy other than perhaps if things run out. Now, it was also really good timing because a lot of the things that I had were all getting down to the dregs and running out anyway. So I would have needed to buy alternative things if I hadn't purchased from Neom. Also, whilst I'm not rationalizing the cost of the purchase at all, what I spent at Neom would have been, was less than I would have spent if I was buying kind of gifts for the family like I used to. So the final spend for the year, if I've done the sums correctly, outside of the basics, was £1,096.71. Now, I'm actually really pleased with that, especially as I've already saved £26 already on my TV license. I also got back my deposit from my rental property, and some of the items on that list were not exactly treats to myself, you know, a carpet cleaner, a worktop oven, some wall filler. Now, when I think back to times when I wasn't really focused on money, I just kind of enjoyed myself, which, you know, fine. But I could spend the amount that I've just spent in a year. I could have just wasted that in a couple of months. No problem at all. You know, when I was going out all the time, buying a new dress all the time, I could have easily wasted that money. So for me to have spent that in a year, I'm really happy with that. And kind of another reason that I'm really happy with that is that even though I've only lived here a short time, because I wasn't kind of spending and buying myself things all the time, I've actually managed to make some overpayments on my mortgage, which was something that I really, really wanted to be able to do. Anyway, I hope this video was somewhat interesting in some way, even if you just enjoyed being a bit of a nosy Parker. I know I enjoy that sometimes too. I need to sit down in the coming days to work out kind of my financial plans and my budgets for 2022. I know that there might be a couple of expenses, but I think I'm probably going to do a few more kind of no-buy months because there are a few things that I might need to save for. And again, you know, nobody knows what's going to happen when it comes to the jobs market. My industry has remained pretty precarious. So yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm being careful. I have already had some expenditure in January. Nothing exciting, a rubber broom and something I will talk about in a future video, but nothing exciting. Anyway, thank you as always for watching, and you know, thank you for supporting my channel. It's been so great talking to you guys in the comments, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye now. Mwah.